Let's go, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be just one, how to identify your thoughts, primarily negative ones. Two, how to use them to your advantage. And three, how to just basically move through it. Because I feel like something that is easy to gloss over is the fact that everyone pretty much is going to have them. But like, where do they come from? Why are they there? What purpose are they serving? Like, they're all questions that are hard to answer, but just so we can put it in perspective, like, one of my main things is my brain likes to tell me that I don't need to go to the gym today. I don't need to go for a run today. I'm not going to take this call that's coming up. I'm not going to do all of the things that I'm going to actually thank myself for. So obviously, if you let that build up, you don't go for a run, you don't go to the gym, you don't do this, that and the other. You're just stacking negativity. Didn't do this, didn't do this, didn't do this, didn't do this, didn't do this. And sooner or later that's going to cause some real trouble. Because really, you know what it's like if you wake up, make your bed, you drink some water, you brush your teeth, you have a quick shower, you go to the bathroom, get yourself ready, you go for a run. Then when you get home, you put a wash on. Then after that, you do the food shop. Then after that, you make some food, you do some work. Then you go to the gym. Like, you do all these errands. One of my favorite things is doing little errands, because I know in my back of my mind, like, I have to get these done in order for me to move on. That's like where my mindset goes. But when there's things like basically anything that I think is going to help me to grow and is going to be slightly uncomfortable, I have to really force myself to do it. And I had this conversation with a friend yesterday, and a lot of it is to do with not being that good at stuff for a prolonged period of time, so that you don't have the constant personal affirmation that what you're doing is good. For example, yesterday my body told me, this is a bit of a different one, but I've been getting it a lot. Yesterday my body told me, what did I do? I went out, did a little bit of exploring, went to a couple beaches and had a little nosy around, took a few calls. But then as soon as I finished my calls for the day, my body was like, the devil and the angel were like, go to the gym or go for a run. Do one of the two, doesn't matter what you do, just do one of the two. The devil's like, you're tired, Connor. You need rest. You should listen to your body when you're tired. You should listen to your brain when you're tired. Really, I just sat down at a laptop. I just wait for a call to happen. And then after that, I put on a YouTube video, a story video, like a parkour video. And all that did was got me real relaxed, real chill, real fucking into that mindset of, I'm going to fucking chill out. So my body then starts to relax a little bit. So instantly I'm way less likely to go to the gym. All I need to do is snap out of it, because I know as soon as I step out the door, I'm fucking in. But the action before that of getting changed, making the move, it's so much easier not to do it. So really, like, they're not like the most negative of thoughts, but like if you stack that every day and you stop going to the gym, that's just going to become a super big burden on your mind. And it's only going to make it worse. It's like what you feed gets bigger, right? So I think George Janko said it on Andrew Tate's podcast. You get two tigers. One lives completely in darkness, and the other one lives in the light. Which one survives? It's the one that you feed. Because it doesn't really matter which one's there. Whichever one you feed is going to be the one that makes it through. So for me, like yesterday, I definitely fed my fatigue-based thought process, and I didn't go to the gym. I felt good because I had a relaxing time. Then I had a few calls in the evening, so I went to bed late and I had to wake up early today. So it kind of balanced itself out. I am trying to be a bit more balanced, so I don't need to fucking gym and run every day. I get that, but when my head says no, that's when I should say yes. This is, my situation is slightly different because I've been, running and trying to get multiple business off the ground for like a number of years. So for me, I haven't been in a scenario where I've been doing consistently well for a prolonged period of time, which confirms to you that you're actually good at stuff and builds that confidence. Like, I know sometimes before a sales call, I have to fucking really talk to myself that I'm gonna fucking do well on this call. What I'll do is play songs like that I actually like and that I associate with positivity, doing well, closing deals. So I listen to Post Malone Congratulations and that whole Stoney album a lot, because it puts me in a place where when I first heard it, where I was selling a lot, making good money, having a good time, so bam, it reframes my brain into being into like more of a positive mode. But the negative thoughts are still there. This is why I'm personally super keen just to sort of keep my head low for a bit and just get the reps in, get the calls in. I've had 4 closes this week, 3 paid in full, and I know that's good momentum for me to keep going. But I look at the rest of my week and I've got a lot less calls coming up. So now I'm thinking the space in between is what kills you. When you keep this constant repetition up, it's stack, 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 stack. Take the win, 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 W, 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 W. If you've got space in between, it gives you time to think in between about, maybe I'm not that good. Maybe it was just luck. Maybe they were just laydowns. Maybe every other call I'm ever going to have is going to say no. Like all of this bullshit. So it's really important to address that. And first of all, know that they're not real thoughts. Like they're just in your head. And a way for me to actually go through that is to talk out loud. Is my best way to cut through the shit. So whenever I'm working, whenever I'm on a call with anyone, I like to call them out. Doesn't matter how big, small, what type of personality they are, I like to call them out because I like them to know that I'm going to be honest 100%. That's kind of like how I like to operate and live my life. It's just honesty, transparency, integrity. Bomb. It's way easier. So the reason I say that is I don't really have anyone to call me out. So I have to call out myself. And I can't do that in my head. I have to do it out loud. So whether it's on a video like this, it always helps. But like I have a few little phrases. My original one, which I've had for years, is keep it light. Because that would be like my overthinking part of my brain, like bomb, 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 spiral, 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 spiral. So for me, it's like keep it light. Keep it light's a good way just to, I'm not going to tell you the story behind keep it light, but it's just a good way to fucking, it's not that deep, keep it light. And then I'll just keep on saying it until my brain slowly quiets down. Haven't had to do it in a long time, to be honest. Maybe that's my fault. But more recently, I've actually started a new one because I've been saying it to a lot of the prospects that I talk to, and it's just, I back myself 100%. So like I'll speak to them and be like, do you back yourself 100%? They're like, yeah. I was like, you sure? Yeah. So you back yourself 100%. I back myself 100%. Okay, nice. Like a good little positive affirmation to and from is always helpful. So I've been using that one a little bit recently, but also I know that like this is just a moment in time where I'm still on the edge. Like some days I wake up and I'm like, I ain't gonna ever fucking succeed at anything. These calls ain't gonna close. I'm never gonna get, back into marketing. I'm never going to scale any e-commerce store, never going to do any public speaking, never going to grow on social media, never going to, actually have any decent cash. So yeah, it comes from reps, and I think it's a whole mosey bit, but like just doing the reps and being so good at what you say that you do that you do it autonomously. You're so consciously competent that it doesn't even break a sweat. And I'm getting there now, especially with my script. Like I know what I need to move on. I know what I need to move on. And then these are the steps. So for me, it doesn't let the negative thoughts in. And easier said than done. But since stopping drinking, like 100% the negative thoughts are there a lot less. And the more I work, the less they're there because I'm getting the reps in. But you've also got to be conscious with these negative thoughts. Like, are you just masking them with how much you work? Because staying busy is great, but again, if it's just a crutch, then you're just as weak as everyone else. Same with the gym. If you need the gym to mentally get through, then you're just as weak as everyone else. Obviously, I'm not saying that you stop going to the gym to test this theory, but you should be able to do it without. This is again why I tried to stop smoking, tried to stop coffee, so I have this mental strength to stop all of the bullshit coming in, to stop all of the needs in my life. Like I don't need anything. Everything is a luxury at this point. Like I'm really enjoying tea at the moment. I don't know if tea's that deep compared to coffee, but with tea, I know that It's not going to be a crutch of mine. I'm not going to be thinking I need to have this to get something done. And I think that's where the negativity comes in, where you need something to get something else done. For me, I was almost debating. I just had a call at 6 a.m., 6:30. My next call's at 10 o'clock. My instinctual thought, my first thought, probably because of habit and because of whatever it is, take my laptop, go back to bed, watch some YouTube, watch a TV show, and just kill my brain off until the calls. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to do that after, but what I am going to do is go for a run first, because what I know I need to do is, like, the first 2 minutes of anything is always the hardest. Just actually making the action is always the hardest. So for me, I know that right now all I actually need to do is Vaseline my legs so I don't get chafed, but like change my shorts, go for a run. And if I still want to watch TV, it'll be 7 o'clock by the time I'm back if I left now. I've still then got loads of time. So for me, I have to reframe the carrot. I have to move the carrot just a step ahead. I'm constantly moving my own carrot, which is kind of annoying, but I'm pretty sure that these, like, I consider them negative thoughts, and I think everyone has them, but like the laziness, the lack of care to do anything productive, the want to not do anything uncomfortable is jarring, and it's fucking annoying. And I imagine that everyone has this on a daily basis, especially if you work in like a pressure, high stakes, or numbers based environment like sales, like recruitment. Then every day you got to turn up and perform, or if you didn't perform the previous day, then you got to perform. Like there's never too much respite. So then it does give a lot of space for that negativity, but it also brings a lot of space for positive thoughts as well, because if you can work it properly and you can push out all of the dead space, then you just stack wins, and you become that person. Obviously, there isn't one tried and true method, but for me, I have to call myself out, whether it's by saying I back myself 100% a few times, or by saying keep it light. I use each depending on how I actually feel. But yeah, with the negative thoughts, like where they come from is literally just lack of action. The more action you take, the less you'll have. They're always going to be there. It's just whether or not you feed the devil on your shoulder or you feed the angel. If you imagine, it's almost like you've got a Tamagotchi on either side of your shoulder. One's good and one's bad. The more you feed the good, the smaller the bad gets. There's an equal and opposite reaction with both. The more you feed the bad, the smaller the good gets. And then this is when you get into a state of, like, say your devil's up here and your angel's up here, down here. You've got a huge gap. Like, it's hard enough fighting when they're even Stevens, right? But when you've got more into the devil, more into the negative, more into the laziness, more into the lack of action, then you've got a lot more to fight to get back up there. So for me, I'll tell you what's in my devil is sleeping loads, watching TV, going and getting, not so much really, but like just eating for the sake of it, not doing any exercise, so that goes into laziness, smoking cigarettes, and probably wanking, to be fair. It's been a while since I had one, but like I definitely know that they're all of my like negative things that are just I don't really want to be doing. And with all of those things, if you put them into a bundle and they're up here, then you're more likely going to be doing them. You wake up, you watch TV, you have a wank, you're probably going to do less calls, less likely to go to the gym, and less likely to go for your run, for example. So all you got to do is, not all you got to do, all you got to do is take yourself out of that space, get yourself back on an even keel, and then just start stacking the angel side, the wins. So yeah, there's a little bit of an insight into my negative thoughts. I never really have that deeper negative thoughts, but I know that like once you start on that spiral, super easy to feel like you're getting near the bottom, which is when you feel really sad, depressed. But really, a lot of that is just a journey. Because if you can get that low, then you can also get that high on the other end of the spectrum, right? So realistically, I imagine if you're rock bottom, all you're really doing is increasing how high you can go and giving yourself, obviously there's a longer distance there, but like you're actually giving yourself less of a ceiling. And I heard a quote, It's a Dana White quote, but it's a Bruce Lee quote. It's basically, I can't remember what it's verbatim, but it's about a man should constantly be leveling himself up, learning new skills, building more, positive habits. Always, like, you might plateau, but you never settle. So you're always bomb, 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 bomb. And I'll probably use that quote. I'll have to get the exact one for some of my sales calls, especially with like more stronger type people. But even for anyone, to be honest, like, everyone wants to be leveling up. No one wants to stay stagnant. No one wants to be the same place they've currently been in for the same time. So to be honest, for me, like, when it comes to sales, I'm happy that I've had a few good deals already. There'll be more along the way, but I know that the more I stack those, the more better I'm going to feel, just because I know that I'm actually good at something, because it's been a while since I've felt like I really fucking excelled in a role, in a position in a business, and not being super stressed at the same time. Like with the old business, there wasn't too many negative thoughts, but like, because of the high stress, because of the high amount of work and relatively low pay, considering, because everything we were trying to do was bootstrap a startup, so you're trying to take less money, that just attributes to burnout, which then attributes to doing more of the negative things, leaning more into the negative space, because it's easier, right? The path less trodden is the tougher road. Whereas if you just go straight to the fucking wank bank, straight to the bedtime, straight to scranning on brownies and fucking, actually I really like brownies, so I'm going to leave them alone, but like going and getting loads of snacks, like, you'll just become a less confident, less prepared, less equipped version of yourself, which is never going to be good. Like, I know right now, like yesterday, I had a lot of cravings to smoke a cigarette, and I put that down to not running in the morning, or not running at all yesterday. So I know now, it's like, okay, cool, I don't want to have to battle that again today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I run around 7 o'clock-ish, be back for 7:30, then I've started my day. I've basically curbed all of my cravings, I think, for the cigarettes for the rest of the day. I've got my fitness in. My goal for the week is to run 20k, to hit the gym 4 times. I've literally done 6k one gym session, so I need to do 3 more gym sessions this week and run another 15k, 14k. So there's still a lot to go on. I've got another 2 deals that I need to close in order to hit my hit my goal of 5 deals this week, and that's basically it. Because the negativity is always going to be there. But some people are just better at cutting through it and not listening to their brain. Whereas for me, I spend a lot of time with my brain, and I enjoy it because I feel like it helps it to grow and develop. But also there's a slippery slope with that. And the negative thoughts really are always going to knock, 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 knock. Are you willing to give in? Are you willing to let us come and squander your mind for a bit? They're a bit like squatters' rights. They come in, if they're in there for a certain amount of time, then they have their own rights. Don't know the ins and outs of squatters' rights, but like the same with negative thoughts. So the longer you let them in, the longer they live there, the more they become like a part of your makeup and basically sit with you there. So whenever anyone messages me about having a tough time, going through some shit, I'm like, you need to write the stuff down. You need to talk to fucking someone about it. Doesn't have to be a fucking therapist. Like, speak to your mate, speak to your parents, speak to some random John, whoever it is. But the best thing you can do is talk to yourself out loud about it. I like to do it on camera because I feel like then it can be shared and distributed and maybe help more people. But like, if you ain't into that, then just fucking do it on your phone. You don't have to share it, but get it out. Listen back to it, hear yourself talk about it, and then it just leaves the brain. Like right now, just after doing that, I look at my bed and I'm like, cool, you're done for the day. I'm going to open my curtains, going to get changed, going to go run. I'll be back by 7:30, and I'm like, what do I want to do between 7 o'clock and when my first call of the day is, which is 10:30. So I'm going to have basically 3 hours to do what I want. I know that if I sit down by the laptop, right now I'm not wanting to work too much on side hustles, to be honest, but I do have a couple other part-time options that are being offered. So I'm really looking at those as like, when they come in, I'll handle them and I'll address them. But I've got 3 hours off, so I could run, I'll have to go in the pool because I'll be so hot, but like I know that my decision after the run will dictate a lot of the rest of my day. Realistically, I should probably go to the gym or at least do something that's physical. I wouldn't mind having a little surf, to be honest. So maybe I go to the gym or maybe I go surf. But that then requires me to come here, come back, get changed, have some fruit, and just constantly not make this decision to go back in the bed because it's the easy decision because I have free time. So then it's going to be get out. How do I get out quickly and efficiently? By calling it out, by talking to people, by fucking speaking to the camera. Anyway, if you're still here, appreciate the support, and I don't know how many people enjoy listening to me ramble on about different topics, but it gives me a good satisfaction. It actually makes my neck and head like more stress-free. It like releases some tension. I don't know why in my head and my neck. So yeah, if you made it this far, feel free to subscribe if you fancy it. Likes are great, but to be honest, I prefer comments and feedback. And yeah, you're not the only one that has fucking dark, intrusive, negative thoughts. Like, doesn't matter where you live, what you do, who you are, they're always going to be there. Some people less so than others, but like at the end of the day, what comes up must go down. So consider it a blessing and make it your superpower. If you feel like you're always getting depressed and low and deep, first of all, change some of your habits. Second of all, address why it's happening. Third of all, sometimes you just got to enjoy it a bit. I know when I'm feeling like real lazy and real fucking tired, sometimes I just like, you know what, fuck it. I'll just do all the things I shouldn't be doing, but I'm going to do it without resisting it, and I'm going to do it with joy, and I'm going to enjoy it and make the most from it. Obviously, you do that a lot, and you just become a lazy slot. But like every now and then, you're like, okay, cool. For example, a lot of the time on Sundays, I'm like, I don't want to do that much. As long as I get a workout in or some sort of exercise, I don't really then mind coming home, ordering food, sitting in bed, watching TV for a few hours, having a nice long nap, waking up, have a shower, maybe watch some more TV. Like, I'm not stressed about the Sunday chill. It's just throughout the week I'm a bit more like, actually I don't deserve this yet, and I'll enjoy it way more on the Sunday. So yeah, leaning into it, enjoying it when it comes up, not seeing it as just like I'm a piece of shit, because then you're just telling yourself you're a piece of shit. Where if you're more like, you know what, I'm gonna give, it's like a cheat day, a cheat meal, but you also do cheat activities. So I think a lot of people spend a lot of time chilling in bed on the sofa watching TV, and for me it's the one thing that really turns my brain off is watching stuff online. Like, it's a good way for me to relax, switch off, and not have to think. So that's what I use it for. It's almost like having a massage for my brain all the time, but very easy once you're in it to stay in it and to, you know, go to bed late, not do what you're meant to be doing and all those other things. So again, you have to be conscious of that. But like I said, thanks for being here. It's been a pleasure, and we'll just keep you updated with the journey. So love you, miss you, kiss you, stay golden. Goodbye.